And we need to recognize that, and he deserves to be seen, and he deserves a mega fight. This is why we look at Dana White, and we love the UFC so much, because of what Dana White has meant to it. Because the number one gift that Dana White brings to the table, that he will make sure that if you want to see a fight, if the public at large wants to see a fight, he will prioritize making sure you get to see that fight. That's Dana White. The promoters have hijacked boxing, and as a result, they deny us the opportunity to see these great guys in mega fights, and it's a damn shame. That's why Jake Paul is so relevant.
I think it's Cap. I don't think he's actually retiring, but it's a smart move by him.
Terence Crawford was ducked at 135. He was ducked at 140. He was ducked at 147. Then after leaving 147, he beats Canelo. Now he's the man. He finally got to, I'm the number one draw in boxing status, and he never fought. If this retirement stays, he'll never fight again afterwards. Mm-hmm. It's tough because at 38 years old, that's when he reached that peak. If he fought for another 3 years, maybe we could have that conversation, and I think it'd be undisputed.
One of boxing's all-time greats has walked away, and the truth behind it might surprise you. As Stephen A. Smith delivers a brutal reality check on boxing's broken structure, the debate around Terence Crawford's retirement continues to divide the sport. Since the moment Crawford stepped away, fans and analysts have argued that he left too early and still had more to prove. But boxing legend Andre Ward has completely shut that narrative down. According to Ward, anyone questioning Crawford's legacy doesn't truly understand boxing. In his eyes, Terence Crawford has already achieved everything possible at the highest level of the sport and owes absolutely nothing to anyone.
I've never seen nothing like this in the sport of boxing. If you see responses from fans, they don't even argue who's better anymore. They're arguing who's the A side and who's not. Who's a draw and who. Y'all don't know a left hook from a fish hook, and you talking about who's the draw and who's the A side. That's the point that I'm making. It's not about proving. When you say young fighters don't want to prove, and there's still a few out there, and I think the Terence Crawfords of the world, I think he's one of the last of a dying breed. When you say prove, question is prove to who? Because if I can prove to my 500, 1 million, 2 million, 4 million followers, as long as they believe that I'm...
Many boxing fans believe Terence Crawford retired too early and still want to see him face certain opponents. But Andre Ward strongly disagrees. Ward argues that fans don't get to decide when a fighter becomes a legend. True legacy is earned through the respect of fellow fighters and insiders who understand the sport at the highest level. If Crawford's coaches, trainers, and family are at peace with his decision, Ward believes that matters far more than outside opinions. In the end, the voices of those who truly know the fighter outweigh the noise of public criticism.
That I've done enough and everybody's ducking me. That's enough. That's the validation that helps cats sleep good at night.
Yeah.
The validation that yourself, myself, and other people was after was, number one, me. I gotta feel comfortable living with me. I gotta walk around and live with myself and be like, bruh, are you really him? Then it's my people, my coach, my goddaddy, my circle. I gotta look my kids in the face and I want them to know that my daddy the best fighter in the world. The real answer is, what do your peers say about you? How do they feel about you? Because most of the time, unless there's some personal stuff going on, a fighter gonna keep it 100. Yep. Fans can say what they want to say. You didn't fight nobody. A fighter will come in and say, you tripping. He fought this guy, that guy, this guy.
In his view, this was the perfect moment to step away. Terence Crawford leaving after the Canelo fight showed he had already achieved everything possible in boxing. He rejected earlier comments from Max Kellerman suggesting Crawford should still face fighters like David Benavidez or Jaron Boots Ennis, saying those ideas were unnecessary. He emphasized that Crawford's record and impact speak for themselves, and there is no one left he needs to fight or anything more he needs to prove.
Personally, I wouldn't be mad if I never see Terence fight again. The way he performed, getting ready to be 38, I think, in a few days. Man, what better way to go out? What better way to tell the game goodbye? What better way? Who you gonna fight? I was arguing with Max on the way to the venue about Boots Ennis. Nah, we don't go fight Canelo and then go back and fight Boots Ennis. I saw a report today. Somebody was talking about him going up to light heavyweight. Nah, we don't go up to light heavyweight. We just went up 3 weight classes since the Spence fight and 2 weight classes since the Madrimov fight, my last fight. This is the perfect send-off, Roy.
Stephen A. Smith agrees with this view. He respects Terence Crawford's decision to retire, but notes that people keep discussing who he should fight next, similar to what happened with Floyd Mayweather. Even though ending his career with a fight against Canelo would perfectly cap his legacy, the questions haven't stopped. Speculation continues, and the debate about his future keeps getting louder.
A champion personified, undefeated, spectacular in a lot of different ways. Listen, the bottom line is he's special. Pound for pound, he's the best in the world at this particular moment in time. There's no doubt about it, and he's going out on top. He deserves it. And now it's going to warrant questions. What would he have done as a welterweight? Let's say, for example, if he was going against somebody like a Floyd Money Mayweather, if he was going up against a Sugar Ray Leonard or Tommy the Hitman Hearns and people like that. He's in that conversation where you're asking those questions. Some people would pick him to win. Others would say no because his boxing brilliance is undeniable. And for him to go out and to step up to super middleweight and to beat Saul Canelo Alvarez says a lot about him. The only thing that I would say is that I really, really wish there were 2 fighters that I wished that he had fought. I wish that he had...
While praising Terence Crawford, Stephen A. Smith admits he would still love to see him take on 2 standout fighters. Sharing his personal picks, he makes it clear that he doesn't doubt Crawford's decision to retire. Instead, he points to the ongoing conversations in the boxing world that are likely to continue. In his opinion, there are a few fighters worthy of facing Crawford, and those are the matchups he wishes fans had the chance to see.
That I wished that he had fought. I wish that he had fought the Charlo at the junior middleweight division because obviously they don't like him. They love Errol Spence, and he destroyed Errol Spence. I would have liked to see him fight those guys, one of them anyway. And I definitely think that a guy by the name of Jerron Boots Ennis at the welterweight division, you're going to hear a lot about him in the future. Doggy, Peter, the reason why people don't hear more about him is because people won't fight him. At some point in time, when you are spectacular, as Jerron Boots Ennis is, you deserve a...
Stephen A. Smith believes that boxing promoters have taken control of the sport, blocking the matchups fans really want to see. He points out that Terence Crawford's retirement, especially after being stripped of a title, raises questions about the fairness and integrity of boxing. Smith suggests that someone like Dana White, who has the power to make the fights fans demand, could help fix this. While he fully respects Crawford's decision to retire, he wonders why it happened when fighters like David Benavidez and Jerron Boots Ennis, who deserve a chance to face him, are left moving through weight classes without an opportunity. He calls it a shame and a sign of boxing's broken system.
Promoters have hijacked boxing, and as a result, they deny us the opportunity to see these great guys in mega fights, and it's a damn shame. That's why Jake Paul is so relevant, because he's found a way to bypass promoters and make money in the boxing rings instead of being a prisoner to the promoters. Even though he didn't fight anybody, he's about to fight Anthony Joshua, and we'll see what happens with that. Anthony Joshua should knock him into tomorrow because he's the bigger fighter with incredible power, but he's got a glass jaw. So if Jake Paul catches him, who knows? But we want to see the fights that we want to see when we want to see them. And boxing doesn't give us that. And 2 people who have suffered the most is Jerron Boots Ennis.
Giving his take on Crawford's retirement, Stephen A. Smith believes the real issue lies with the promoters, who have frustrated fans by failing to set up the fights people want to see. In his view, Crawford stands well above these promoters and, importantly, never cheated. Smith praises Crawford for delivering a memorable career and finishing it on a high note with an impressive final performance.
He's taken on all comers, and he's taken all of them out. He is spectacular. He's the best pound for pound. He's been a tribute and a testament to the sport of boxing, and he should be not just applauded, not just celebrated, but revered, because he's that special. My props to him if indeed this is it and we'll never see him fight again. Thank you for all you've done for boxing, Terence Crawford, because he never...
Next comes the reaction from the well-known Jake Paul, who thinks Terence Crawford's retirement is a smart decision. He dismisses the situation as cap and goes further, claiming he's fully ready to fight Crawford. Jake even hints that the fight is set for next year, promising fans they'll get to see it. Until then, he insists that Crawford isn't truly retired.
Cap, I don't think he's actually retiring, but it's a smart move by him.
Are you going to pull him out of retirement and you're going to face Terence Bud Crawford?
I'll fight Crawford 100% next year. He already was down this year, but we're going to make it happen now.
Beyond all the debates, Terence Crawford's legacy is highlighted by Amir Khan, who fondly recalls his experiences with Crawford. He shares that Crawford always arrived fully prepared for his fights and treated everyone outside the ring with respect. In Khan's eyes, Crawford stands out for his talent and character, unmatched even by fighters like Floyd Mayweather. He believes Crawford will be remembered as a true legend for generations to come.
Colorado Springs. Yeah. And he came just to train with me and to help me and support me. You know what I mean? That's what you call a champion. That respects other people as well, other champions. And that's one thing about Terence Crawford. He's always respected all the champions, all his peers, all his partners, all his gym mates. And he's going to be missed. Great legend of a guy. Not only what he did, what he's like in the ring. People know how good he is in the ring, but what he's like outside the ring is more humbling. There's a big difference between him and Mayweather. There's a big difference between him and the other fighters I've been around. Terence is a lovely guy who is very respectful and is a
Meanwhile, Crawford's retirement has created a gap in the boxing world and sparked discussions about his place among the greats. Kieran Hickey Simple has questioned Crawford's claim to being one of the best, especially compared to Floyd Mayweather. He argues that Mayweather's legacy is greater because, once he became a major star, he didn't leave the sport early. In his view, part of the reason Mayweather is considered above Crawford is that Crawford never had all the big opportunities that Mayweather enjoyed throughout his career.
Can't say with certainty that Floyd Mayweather is greater than Terence Crawford. I can't. Terence Crawford never got the opportunity to prove his greatness as much as Floyd Mayweather did because he was never the draw that Mayweather was. Everyone wanted that Mayweather fight, whether they thought they were going to win or they were going to lose, regardless, just because they knew the payday was going to change their life. Floyd Mayweather got an opportunity to defend his belt, or to fight as many world champions as any boxer in history, which is why a lot of people see him as the...
Retiring with an incredible 42-0 record, Terence Crawford remains a true legend of his era. Kieran Hickey Simple points out that Crawford may have missed some chances to reach even greater heights, recalling times when he thinks certain opponents avoided him. While he still ranks Floyd Mayweather as the greatest overall, Hickey Simple also notes that Crawford's dominance could match or even surpass Mayweather's, since Crawford has never lost a fight in his career. To him, that undefeated record is an achievement even more remarkable than Floyd's.
Was ducked at 135, he was ducked at 140, he was ducked at 147. Then after leaving 147, he beats Canelo. Now he's the man. He finally got to I'm the #1 draw in boxing status, and he never fought. If this retirement stays, he'll never fight again afterwards. Mm-hmm. It's tough because at 38 years old, that's when he reached that peak. If he fought for another 3 years, maybe we could have that conversation, and I think it'd be undisputed. I do think, though, Terence Crawford's dominance, it's right up there. It's just as impressive as Floyd Mayweather. And as a matter of fact, it might even be more impressive. Terence Crawford in those 42 fights didn't lose on a single person scorecard.
Throughout his entire professional career, Terence Crawford has never had a draw. Every fight ended with him winning, a feat that many say makes his record even more remarkable. While still recognizing Floyd Mayweather's greatness, Kieran Hickey Simple believes that if the two ever faced each other, Crawford would be the one to challenge Mayweather like no one else. Given Crawford's consistent dominance over every opponent, he sees Crawford as a fighter capable of pushing even Mayweather to his limits.
No split decisions. It was either I won by a unanimous decision or I stopped you. Or I stopped you. It's... Bringing up Floyd is tough. I think if there was a match between the two, this is the guy that would give him the toughest battle. A dude that could... Taking Bud.
Yeah, you have to.
I'm taking Bud.
You have to?
I'm taking Bud. Look, let me tell you why. Terence Crawford, even though Floyd, the most amazing defensive fighter we've ever seen, Bud, whenever it mattered most, went out there and nearly stopped some of the best fighters, or did stop.
Amid all this, Max Kellerman's reaction has caught attention. He believes Terence Crawford made a smart decision to retire while at the top of his game. Kellerman notes that many fighters step away, but few do it like Crawford, comparing him only to Andre Ward. He emphasizes that once a fighter reaches the peak of their career, it's best to make space for the next generation, and that's exactly what Crawford did. His record stands as proof of his unique farewell, leaving a legacy that will be remembered.
Quite like Terence Crawford, because Lennox Lewis, Andre Ward walked away on top after beating Kovalev. Maybe Andre came closest to doing what Crawford just did if he doesn't come back and if Crawford stays retired. But Lennox really struggled with Vitaly Klitschko, and he looked at Vladimir Klitschko and thought, I think I can do it. I believe I can do it if I make myself get into that level of shape. I don't want to do that anymore. You know, like an American football player who says, I just don't want to run through that brick wall anymore. But the question really is, can you still do that if you think you don't want to anymore? So a wise man says, I don't want to find out.
Max Kellerman also praises Crawford for another standout quality, doing everything on his own terms. He highlights that throughout his career, Crawford never relied on flashy marketing tricks to prove himself. In an era when boxing often focused on promotion, rankings, and collecting belts, Crawford concentrated solely on defeating his opponents in the ring. By staying true to the sport itself rather than playing the business side, he earned respect and left a lasting legacy in boxing.
To be arrogant, or to clown, or to be kind of a big, colorful personality. And there was a sense in boxing back then that, well, Bronner is going to be a star, and no matter how good Crawford is, people may never know it because he's so dangerous. Who would want to fight him? And if he doesn't start making a ruckus outside of the ring, then he won't generate enough interest to generate the kind of attention and therefore money it would take to get opponents in the ring with him. Yeah. And Crawford, I talked to him about that then when he was a lightweight, 12, 13 years ago, whatever that was. And his answer was, I'm me. I'm just going to do what...
With comparisons between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford ongoing, Max Kellerman shares his perspective on who might have been superior. Looking at their styles, he believes Crawford, with his high ring IQ, could have found a way to land a decisive blow on Mayweather. Kellerman argues that Crawford is an even sharper finisher than Floyd. While he admits this debate will go on forever, he emphasizes that Crawford's choice to retire undefeated at 42-0 commands respect, and that he should stay retired, unlike Mayweather, who returned for exhibition fights.
He competed in overlapping eras, and Crawford obviously was more of an offensive fighter and Floyd more of a defensive fighter, but Floyd had a tremendous offense and Crawford had very good defense. So I think when people look at that, they'll say, well, Floyd was faster, Floyd had a better defense, Floyd made fewer mistakes, but Crawford's boxing IQ was just as high as Floyd's, and he was a better puncher and finisher than Floyd. So, that's the kind of fight I think when people analyze, yeah, Floyd might be outboxing him but Crawford's going to figure some stuff out, and eventually he's going to hit Mayweather with something and hurt him, and when he does, he's going to finish.
Despite all the debates and criticisms, one thing is clear. Terence Crawford may have retired, but his place in boxing history is permanent. This has always been Crawford's own message. With nothing left to prove, his remarkable record shines among boxing's greatest. His legacy as a legendary fighter, with achievements unmatched by anyone else, reflects the dedication and hard work he brought to every fight. Terence Crawford will be remembered for his brilliant boxing IQ, exceptional footwork, and his unique undefeated record, an achievement no one else has ever matched.
Terence Crawford calls time on competition. Undefeated, on top, and on his own terms. The greatest switch hitter of all time. First undisputed male champion in the 4-belt era. First two-weight undisputed male champion in the 4-belt era. First, and currently only, 3-weight undisputed male champion in the 4-belt era. And he is the only man in the history of boxing to have won a Ring magazine belt in 4 separate weight divisions. For those that don't know, to compete for a Ring Magazine belt, you must be ranked number 1 or number 2 in your respective weight division. They do not give these out like sweet.
Crawford is the only boxer in history to hold the Ring Magazine title in 4 different weight divisions, joining the ranks of Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. as one of the few fighters to become a 4-division lineal champion. He is celebrated as one of the greatest boxers of all time.
Like the alphabet sanctioning bodies. He has done that in 4 separate divisions, from 135 pounds up to 168. Numbers do not lie. We witnessed an all-time great.
In the words of Teddy Atlas, it has been a privilege to watch Terence Crawford's incredible career and a true blessing to see him retire at the top, exactly where he belongs as a champion. Atlas has always described Crawford as a fighter with rare, almost unmatched talents. His final bout against Canelo perfectly showcased his boxing brilliance. Truly, there will only ever be one Crawford.
You have that or you don't have that ingredient. I think he has.
As Teddy Atlas would always say, Canelo is looking to be friends, and Crawford is not looking to be friends.
I think Crawford is...
Beyond all the debates about who is the greatest and everything that happened in Crawford's amazing career, one thing is certain. His unique style and legacy will be remembered forever. His choice to stand up to promoters, and even his final issues with the WBC, may disappoint some fans, but it was the decision of a champion leaving the sport at the top. A true GOAT, as Stephen A. Smith notes, highlighting the problems boxing still faces and the changes that are needed. Cherish the memories of the Crawford era, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up with the latest boxing stories.